Welcome back. This is Kendra, the Divine Purpose Mentor, and this is your energy update. So yesterday we talked about activations, and I was reminded by the fact that I needed to sleep 12 hours to integrate everything that has been coming in. And today it has felt like when you're in a plane and you're going up so fast and so high that the plane starts to shake. All of this shaky energy, it can cause you to fear, or it can cause you to grasp onto repetitive patterns that no longer serve us. So today it's really important that we are identifying how we are showing up in this world, and if we are feeling tired, or if we are feeling like we need something, and we are, a lot of the times when we are so empty in our own cup, we are desperate to find somebody to meet those needs for us. And this desperation, it's like, I always see this vision when I think about it. It's like you have a friend and you've been so desperate for that kind of friendship and connection, and yet you get around them and you just want to grab them and like suck the ever living life out of them, because you want to have it all now. We were actually talking about this last night. Like, you take a bite of the cake and you want to eat the whole cake because it's just such good cake. And the thing about it is, when we do that, is we have to be mindful of when we are trying to hold on too tight, because the hardest part about connection and about this life is learning to let go and allow, knowing that it's always going to come back to you, as long as you know and understand that it has always been yours. I think that a lot of the times we have been so programmed to believe that we don't deserve anything, and to feel like anything is ours is selfish. But that causes us to live in starvation. I also was getting this metaphor yesterday. The universe likes to speak in metaphors of our manifestation. And what inspired this was somebody signed up for a group that I had on my Facebook page when I first started. When I first started, I was so excited, and I could see all of the potential energy and all of the things that we were going to create. And I started to create these different meetups and different classes, and all of my mentors kept telling me, you need to find your niche, you need to stay in one lane, you can't do it all, you can't be it all, you have to just pick one thing. But I just wanted to sample it all. And I think a lot of the times that when we're like this, I got this metaphor of us fishing with a worm on our line and throwing it out, and maybe a bush or something getting caught, and we think that as we're reeling it in that this is going to be a big one, and we're so starving for that fish, and we are relying solely on that fish to come in, or else we have nothing to eat. And we bring up that stick, and we get that disappointment. And a lot of us, from that disappointed state, we feel like what we are doing is wrong, and that we should quickly switch into going in a different direction. And then we have a bunch of piles of things that we have started, but nothing is completed. And we're still starving in the same place as where we began. And so the message out of that metaphor was that even though we may throw that line back out 500 times, if you still feel that excitement as it's coming up every single time, with the knowing that eventually you're going to catch a big fish and you are going to eat, and that is inevitable. If you hold that mentality, it allows for you to hold and love and nurture that desperate part of you that has gone without for so long and felt like if you weren't doing everything, then nothing would get done. But as we've seen, it's impossible for us to do that. So as we come together with our groups and we start to form communities and we start to just join together, it's important that we delegate and we first sit down with the group and we see what it is that everyone loves to contribute. And we see how those gifts can work as a whole system, so that one person is throwing out that line to catch the fish while the other person is starting the fire, and another person is gathering the wood, and another person is setting up the tent, and another person is making the bed, and another person is setting the table. And then when you catch that fish, it's like all you have to do is give it to the person who has started the fire. And it's getting comfortable in that, knowing that you can have it all as long as you are all working together and it's all your own desires to be there working together so that you all can eat, is what I'm hearing. In this space today, I feel really called to honor where we all have been. Allow us all to breathe into that space. Allow us to listen to our bodies. If we need to sleep, if we need to ask for help, if we need something to be met by another, to ask for it directly. To not feel silly for following our intuition or for asking for a hug or being a grown adult and asking your best friend to come have a sleepover with you and just share space and maybe hold you. It doesn't have to be in any type of sexual content. This can be very innocent. It's about remembering that innocence that we were born with. And so I just want to send so much love and compassion and understanding to all of us, because it hasn't been easy. And we are at a very pivotal point in history where we are shifting. And the patterns that are coming up that don't serve us anymore, they're coming up for us to examine what it is that we want to proceed with. What beliefs do we want to continue to bring with us? What type of relationships and partnerships and friendships and work relationships do we want to have? To get very specific about that. A lot of us will, I know for me in particular, I've tried to fit a lot of square pegs into round holes because I can see the potential energy. And it's important for us to also hold space and witness the totality of everything, and know that when we are seeing what someone can be, we aren't loving them exactly where they are, for who they are, for where they have been, for what they have to give. And also witnessing how every single person and situation offers a learning, offers you an ability to have a different perspective. And if you drink all of those different perspectives in without any resistance against, the only reason why we hold resistance against the things that are different is because we feel like we have to change who we are, or our perspective, or our beliefs, or our opinions in order to fit in that space. And so it becomes a battle of wills, of my belief is better or more. It doesn't have to be like that anymore. Because when you ground in who you truly are, what you truly want, what gifts you came here to give, what makes you feel joy. Think about how you like to show up for your friends and what brings you the most joy. Because when we spend time trying to figure out what other people need from us, or what they want, or what we could do for them, we're not truly knowing who they are. We're not allowing for us to be witnessed by them and received, because it isn't the totality of us when we are just in this energy of trying to figure out, trying to analyze. Instead of doing all of that work, just ask. And ask that if someone needs something from you, that they will ask you directly so that you don't have to figure it out. Because we have experienced trauma around not knowing what a person needed and being blindsided by reactions and responses that didn't feel safe. So it's okay to hold space for both. Today is calling for us to integrate all of the parts without resisting against anyone or any of the parts of us, to see that the totality of us is enough and is exactly what is needed. And without us getting very specific about what it is that we desire and need and want in our connections with other people, instead of solely focusing on, I want to create abundance, what is that abundance going to help you do? What is the desire for creating that abundance? If you just desperately want a partnership, what is that partnership going to bring to you? What do you feel that partnership can make you feel that you can't access on your own? It's okay for you to have a need, to have a desire, to have a perfect connection that is specifically in alignment with all of your desires. It's okay to allow yourself to receive that, to not feel like just holding your breath waiting for the other shoe to drop, because nothing can be so easy or so perfect. It's only when we are specific about ourselves and our own limitations and expectations and our gifts that we are able to see what it is that we need to come into our life that are going to be those missing pieces, so that we can create that wholeness, that flow, that beautifully working machine is what they're saying. So I hope this message served you all. This is Kendra, the Divine Purpose Mentor, and I just want to tell you all to be kind to yourself, to nurture yourself, to fill up your own cup, to give yourself space to integrate, and reach out to me or anyone else for mentorship, for guidance, and know that there is so much courage and strength in your vulnerability, that is the true strength. You guys can reach me at kendradivinepurposementor.com, or you can send me an email at info@kendradivinepurposementor.com. I would invite you to watch the previous 2 videos if you haven't already, and that will bring this message to completion for this phase in our Lionsgate portal. I love you all. Have a good day.